Hey guys, this is Tauna. Today we have week 2 of my journey, I guess, our championship that we've got going on at our local game store. We are essentially each get a pre-con, pre-con league essentially, where you open up your pre-con to start off with, and then from there, each week you're allowed to make 10 changes. As I said in the first video, I got the winter Death Toll one. However, I've already got this pre-con before, and that one I changed into being like an insect tribal deck. But this time around, I wanted to do something a little bit different to it. So I decided to completely change the commander. And as we, talked about last time, the commander I chose was Meren of Clan Noth. So I've changed it into like this sacrifice theme, with also keeping a whole bunch of that kind of, self-mill and everything, because I felt like that was kind of important. And, it already came with a whole bunch of it in the pre-con. I didn't want to kind of sack all of that out. So we've taken this pre-con and we're slowly transforming this into a Meren of Clan Noth deck. And I'm very excited about that. But before we get into that, we have a quick word from one of our sponsors. And today's video is sponsored by Mythatom. I'll put the link to their store down below, but they've sent me a whole bunch of goodies that I want to kind of show off here that, you guys may love. Who knows? So first up, we have this, which is a little kind of command zone, which is really cool. You've got separate dials, which are a little bit hard to see here because, it's reflective. It's hollow. Like, it's hard to show it off. Yeah, it's really cool. So we've got like the command attacks that you can put up here. We've got like your damage here. So like commander damage you've taken. And then you've got 2 life total ones down here as well. It's hard to show it off because of the reflection. You can see here. Yeah. There we go. So there's the life things, which is really cool. It comes with like a little thing to be able to, like, if you need to fix it up or anything like that, which is really cool. Let's see what this one is. I can see like Phyrexian script on here, it looks like. So opening this up, we've got, is it a blanket or like a playmat or something like that? Let's see. Oh, it's a scarf. So we've got like a Phyrexian script scarf. Oh man, that's really cool. It's actually really nice and warm too. Oh, that looks stylish now. Yeah, look at that. All right, and then our last thing we've got to kind of show off here, I think is a playmat, I think. Okay, let's open that up. Oh man, that's actually, I love that. Did you have fun in the match? Thanks for help. Oh, that's actually really awesome. Yeah. So those are some really cool things that they've got there. I've showed off some things before from them that you guys might have seen. The little Bloom Burrow pins and stuff as well, which are a part of our big giveaway that we've got going on. But yeah, these are really awesome. I'll put the link to their store down below, and let's get back into the video. And again, thank you so much for those guys. So as I said, we've started this pre-con league, and I'm really excited about it because I love pre-con gameplay, and I wanted to kind of make this Meren of Clan Noth deck anyway. So kind of taking this winter deck and transforming it into this, I think was a really cool idea, and I'm really excited to see how it kind of ends up playing out at the end. And this week, I kind of went in and added my big bombs because I needed to start off with moving it more towards what she wants to do, because while they both do the reanimation stuff, they're doing it different ways. While, Winter is relying on the, self-mill and everything, the delirium mechanic for it, Meren is more relying on things dying to be able to do it. And that is a quite different game plan. So we started off by adding a whole bunch of kind of sacrifice stuff. So if I go down, and I've actually added this in here, I should link it down in the description if you guys are interested. For week 1, the first thing I went and added was a whole bunch of different sack outlets. So we've got Braids, we've got Ashnods, we've got Accursed Marauder, we've got White of the Right of the Reliquary. White? How do I pronounce that? So as our kind of like different sack outlets. So 4 different sack outlets. The actual base deck did come with some, like Into the Pit and stuff, but I wanted more beyond that. I also added some payoffs to things coming back with Insidious Roots and Chalk Outline, which also creates some creatures that we can, sack to create more value and get bigger experience counters. The great thing is experience counters are not tied to our like Meren. They're just on the player, which means that if Meren dies, I can bring her back and boom, now I still have, 5 experience counters sitting there. I also added in a tutor with Buried Alive, so that way I can tutor up some creatures and chuck them into the graveyard to bring back with Meren. We've got Massacre Worm as a board wipe, as well as a payoff for enemy creatures dying with, say, for example, Braid's Arisen Nightmare that makes people sack things. I did find with Braids that people didn't want to sacrifice things, which was hilarious because then I was, drawing 2 cards, 3 cards each turn for just having Braids out and sacrificing like a token or something, or sacrificing something that I then reanimated. Like I'd sacrifice Eternal Witness and then bring her back, and then, people had to sacrifice a creature. Or the best one that I sacrificed was the Dryad. The Forest Dryad, I think it is, that's like, a 0-cost land creature or something. Because you sacrifice it, then enemies can either choose to sacrifice either a land or a creature, and then if they don't do either, then you still get to draw a card. Really good. So mostly week 1 was kind of adding in our kind of stuff to fuel our engine of adding creatures into our graveyard ourselves, not relying on people having to wipe them out. Week 2, though, is where I've gone and added our big kind of payoffs here. So we've got like Strionic to double our triggers. So that way we can either bring 2 things back or get 2 experience counters if we really want to. We've got Birthing Ritual, another kind of payoff to like another way to sack things. So that way we can sacrifice our creatures potentially to be able to cheat something out. Essentially like a birthing pod, but it only looks at the top 7. So we can do some interesting stuff with that, where we can, slowly build up and then bring back whatever died anyway. We've got Fanatic Offering, some more draw that also serves as us sacrificing something, as well as its instant speed. Twitching Doll. I wasn't sure about this one, but it's an artifact creature. I do still have some of the Delirium stuff in here that I thought was, worth keeping in here, as well as it can create us some spiders later on, and then we can also reanimate it if we want, so that way we can just have this mana dork constantly. And because of the way that Meren reanimates, it's at the end step, so then we can still it doesn't matter that it is like it doesn't have haste or anything. As I said, big payoffs. Breach the Multiverse, boom, mill a whole bunch of stuff. Reanimate stuff. Rise of the Dark Realms, boom, just bring everyone else's stuff back. Why not? Velgavoth is a big one because now opponents stuff that goes into their graveyard is exiled instead. Really good. And then also we can play that and we can pay mana. I like that idea. Maybe we should add something in here that turns creatures into health or something. There's stuff that does that, like I think it's Disciple of Bolus or something, that's like when it comes out, sacrifice something, gain life and draw cards based off of it. That would probably potentially be worth it with the Velgavoth here. As I said, big payoff and a big thing to reanimate. And then Abyssal Harvester as another reanimation tool. It does exile the creature that it reanimates, but it does bring it back, and we can use it to also steal opponent stuff. And then Palantir of Orthanc, if we can get this out early, it's going to mill stuff for us, self-mill, worth it, as well as, either or that, or you get to draw a card, worth as well. Scry 2, why not? Or we get to punish people. Like, it's a really great card. I wasn't sure what deck I wanted to put it into, so it's going into this deck for now. Potentially it's going to go into my Aminatu deck later on. Who knows? But, I wanted some big bombs this week. That's like my theme for this week is our payoffs. For having things in the graveyard or to even, get more things into the graveyard. I really like this idea. Stitched Together is going to be great because, we've got the threshold built into it. So, it's not Delirium, it's just threshold. So as long as we've got 7 or more cards in our graveyard, boom, we're just reanimating something for 2. Very, very worthwhile. I don't even know where I picked this up. Most of these I didn't actually buy this week as well. Like, these are things that I had sitting around. I think the Birthing Ritual and the Abyssal Harvester I purchased, but everything else I kind of had sitting around, and I'm like, that works. Let's go, for our big kind of payoffs. So yeah, that's how I've kind of built towards this week. I'm very excited to see how this deck goes over, we've got one more week of additions. Yeah, I think that's one more week of additions, 30 additions in total. I'm actually really enjoying the deck as well. It was enjoyable to play, and kind of taking one precon and turning it into a different commander is always a very interesting thing, and hopefully you guys find it interesting as well. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, make sure you check out Myth Adam. Have a great day, and goodbye.